Hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a dietitian for the Sparrow Pediatric Specialty Clinic at Sparrow Hospital. Today we're going to talk about sports nutrition to help all of our area athletes improve their nutrition during their sports performance and a crucial time of development during adolescence. Today we're going to talk about basic nutrition tips for your sport, supplements, pre and post activity fuel, hydration, and how to optimize your nutrition to prevent injury and to improve your injury for a quicker recovery. We hope you find this information we share with you today useful. Share with your friends, your family, your teammates, so you can improve your nutrition every day. Let's get started.
I'm Shannon Zaporski, a dietitian at Sparrow. I'm here to talk to you about supplements. Supplements are any pill, liquid, or powder form of amino acids, vitamins, minerals, herbs, botanicals, or protein. Substances are actually not regulated by the FDA, and they can contain banned substances that can hinder your performance and your health. Anything that is marketed by supplements to help improve performance can actually be achieved by a well-balanced diet. Make sure you get enough protein, vitamins, minerals, whole grains, and this will meet all of your daily requirements for energy, vitamins, and minerals. Remember, don't take a supplement just because your teammates, friends, or your sports idol is taking one. That doesn't mean it's going to help your performance. It can actually make you ineligible for competition. Always seek medical advice if you're interested in taking a supplement, and consider what you can change in your diet to actually meet your daily requirements for what you're looking for.
Hi, I'm James, a diet tech here at Sparrow. I'm here to talk to you about nutrition prior to exercise. You need fuel for your body to perform at its highest level. If you're not eating, or if you haven't eaten prior to your exercise, you're not going to have the fuel that you need in order to perform. So, today we're going to talk about the timing and what you should be eating before working out. The preferred fuel for your brain and one of your muscle's favorite fuels is from carbohydrates in the form of glucose. So, there's two different types of carbohydrates you should consider eating prior to exercising. There's simple and there's complex carbs. Simple carbohydrates are things like fruit juices, honey, and crackers. This fuel is broken down by your body quickly and can be used as a form of quick energy prior to exercise. Complex carbohydrates are things that take a little bit longer to be broken down, but provide you with a little bit longer lasting energy as a result. These are things like whole grains and vegetables and fruits. Let's talk about eating and how long you should be waiting to eat prior to exercise. If you have plenty of time and you want to eat a full meal, you should do this 3 to 4 hours prior to exercise. In that 3 to 4 hours prior, you should try to have a full meal that contains a lot of complex carbohydrates, so a lot of whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. This should be the primary source of fuel at this meal. You should also have a little bit of protein and a little bit of fats, so that way you're satiated and still feel full by the time the competition comes around. If you only have 1 to 2 hours prior to exercise, you should try to consider eating something with a mix of complex and simple carbohydrates. This would be something like this peanut butter and banana sandwich with honey. This provides you with the complex carbs in the form of whole grain bread and in the banana, but also some simple carbs in the honey. If you have less than an hour prior to exercise and you want to eat something, you should try to stick to mainly simple carbs. So that would be something like a piece of fruit, a granola bar, or some applesauce. This would provide you with quick energy and wouldn't take away energy from you in terms of digestion. Remember, digestion takes a lot of time and energy. So if you have less than an hour prior to exercise and you want to eat, try to stick to mainly simple carbohydrates. That would be something like granola bar, a piece of fruit, or applesauce. This would be a great way to get yourself some simple and easy to digest energy and fuel for your competition.
Now that we've talked about what to do before your meet or practice or match or game, now we're going to talk about great nutrition following your activity. Whether it's a practice or a game or an all-day tournament, it's very crucial to have proper nutrition right after your activity. There is a lot of evidence that shows that fueling about 30 to 45 minutes following your activity is going to provide the most optimal recovery to replenish our muscles' glycogen and provide those muscles with the amino acids that they need for repair. So we're looking at carbohydrates and proteins. Carbohydrates are going to come from fruits, starchy vegetables, grains, milk, yogurt, and proteins are going to come from chicken, steak, eggs, nuts, beans, Greek yogurt, and milk as well. So we have lots of examples to share with you. The amounts are going to range person to person, but you're looking for about 8 to 15 grams of protein and about 15 to 25 grams of carbohydrate, about 30 to 45 minutes after your activity. So we've got lots of examples up here to show you. One of my favorite options for post-nutrition, post-activity nutrition, is a smoothie. You can put lots of different things in a smoothie to make it to your preference, so that's why I love them so much. You can start with a Greek yogurt, which is a very good source of protein, usually about 12 to 15 grams of protein in a cup of Greek yogurt. You can add your favorite frozen fruits or fresh fruits, and you can add greens that are going to provide calcium that we will learn later is very important for bones. So we have here a cup of Greek yogurt, a half a cup of frozen pineapple, a cup of baby leaf spinach, and a ripe banana, which is a splash of orange juice to provide a good consistency. So this smoothie, for example, is going to provide you a good source of protein and carbohydrates following your activity, so your muscles are going to have the optimal recovery. We also have lots of other choices. So you can, if you're not a meat eater, or if you're not, or don't even do dairy, we have other choices such as nut butters. You can use almond butter, peanut butter, cashew butter on toast, on whole grain toast as your carbohydrate. You can do a trail mix with nuts and dried fruit. You can do, here's another trail mix. One of the easiest options, if you're quick and on the go, is 8 ounces of chocolate milk, which is also going to provide carbohydrates and protein, as well as our important minerals, calcium and vitamin D. Oftentimes I hear athletes say that they just don't have time in between games or matches, especially in a tournament setting. They don't have all these things available to them at the game or on the field. So we have to think about things that we can pack easily, that maybe we can pack in a cooler or pack in our backpack, and there's lots of other options. So one of the easiest options would be trail mix in a baggie. So you can take your favorite fruits and nuts and put those in whole grain Cheerios and put those in a baggie and pack in your backpack. You can also do applesauce pouches. You can do fresh fruit with cheese sticks or yogurt tubes. You can also do granola bars. There's a lot of granola bars out there that do have a lot of added sugar to them. So we want to look for a granola bar that has fewer ingredients, whole grains, fiber, and dried fruits and nuts. So remember, optimal nutrition for post-activity recovery is going to include carbohydrates from fruits, starchy vegetables, grains, milk, and yogurt. Some protein that could be from nuts, seeds, eggs, cheese, dairy, Greek yogurt, and meats. And you want to have these things 30 to 45 minutes post-activity. The next topic we're going to cover is hydration. Oftentimes, people underestimate the importance of hydration, particularly on their performance during the activity. It is important to have water before, during, and after. There's a few important signs to tell you if you're not getting proper hydration. The first thing is thirst. Once you feel thirsty, you're already a little bit dehydrated. Another one is the color of your urine. We want pale urine. We don't want dark yellow, stinky urine. Another thing is feeling dizzy or getting headaches or feeling clammy. That is definitely a sign that you are not properly hydrated. A lot of times we don't know how much water is enough. So a few important guidelines: always have 1 to 2 cups before your activity, maybe about an hour or two before. Few sips of water during your activity, every 15-20 minutes if you can, and then follow your activity with at least 2 to 3 cups. A cup of water is about 8 ounces. So 8 ounces of water looks like this. So if we're looking at 2 to 3 of these for after your activity, this is about what we want.
The last thing we're going to talk to you today is about injuries. Nutrition is important in the recovery and prevention of injuries. When we're injured, our vitamins, minerals, and protein intake may need to adjust to accommodate for the healing that our body is doing, and then our calorie intake may need to adjust for the lack of activity that we're doing. For bone and joint injuries, there's certain vitamins and minerals, such as vitamin D and calcium, that are important in the recovery process and to help heal your bones. These can be found in dairy and dark leafy greens. For soft tissue injuries, it's important that you get enough protein and amino acids to help rebuild and recover your muscles. For brain injuries, it's important that we get carbohydrates because these fuel and repair our brain. Overall, remember that nutrition is important during injury recovery and prevention. We may need to adjust our vitamin, mineral, and calorie intake to accommodate for lack of exercise and the healing process that our body is doing. Remember to get lots of whole grains, fruits, vegetables, dairy, and protein, and this will meet all of our daily requirements. Thank you for watching, and I hope this information is useful for you during your season. Good luck!